won't make me go crazy. Life lately, but no, can't fake it, no. Gotta mold this clay, let go. Can't fake it, no. Gotta mold this clay, let go. Wiggle, wiggle, what I saw, what you see? I saw win, not a draw. That's a lead, if the fam ain't up to, that's a flaw.
On this episode of Molding the Clay podcast, we're diving deep into cultural and family differences in relationships. Let's get into it.
Welcome back to Molding the Clay podcast, season 2, where we discuss everything relationships, y'all.
Welcome, y'all. We are back again, and we are so excited.
Yes, we are, for another real in-depth conversation about relationships, y'all.
Yeah. And, baby, you know what? This week has been absolutely amazing.
It has.
It has been so long, like I said, trying to prepare for this season. Mm-hmm. And this week was literally so much fun trying to prepare.
We was running around like a chicken with our head cut off. But we made sure that we was organized. Like, we was like, okay, we got to do this. We need wardrobe. We need this. We need that. But I could definitely say today, showing up, it was all worth it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It was all worth it.
But we made it through our first episode, babe.
We did. We got the first batch. I thought we was gonna lose our little flow, our little rhythm, but we came back like we never left.
And Tip was amazing.
She was. She was amazing. She came and dropped some jewels on platonic relationships. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was good. But today, we got Christen and Tae in the building. We are so excited you guys are here. Thank y'all so much for doing this. We really appreciate it. Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Long overdue.
Yeah.
Long overdue.
It's a pleasure to be here, and this is fire. I love y'all. I'm excited.
We love y'all too.
Well, I'm going to tell y'all a little something about these two amazing people, right? So we have Tae and Christen. We have Tae, also known as Coach Tae Wayne, serial entrepreneur, credit finance coach, specializing with personal and business funding, insurance broker, retired professional basketball player, international college coach, full-time lover, and steady.
Let's go.
I'm going to ask you what a steady is later. And now we have Christen. She is a dermatology nurse, esthetician, and skin guru of 15 years, entrepreneur, mother of one, partner, and future wife of Coach Tae Wayne.
You better claim that shit. You better claim Look. You better claim that thing said future wife.
Put it in there, baby. Future wife of Coach Tae. Now tell me, what's a steady?
Well, steady is a, it was Tae made, but that's what it is we take on a lot of roles. And what a steady is a stud. Daddy, because we gotta be a stud.
It's a whole support group we got going out here that y'all don't even know about. We got a whole support group.
Daddy's Corner. That's what we call it.
Daddy's Corner. We need a name. Y'all gonna be Daddy's Corner. What we need? We need a name.
We need something.
It's hard out here for a
I
steady.
like it though. It's real cute. It's real cute.
She said it's hard out here for a steady.
Well, it might be, but it's cute though. I like it. I'm gonna start, baby. You a steady.
I'm a steady. What's the song? I'm a steady.
No, don't start. No.
I don't know.
That's okay.
I'm not hating.
Steady.
It's all good.
So tell you wear a lot of hats, baby.
Hey.
Where do you sleep?
You do.
Never.
I actually have a hat fetish. I've always had a hat fetish. I collect the hats when I was it started from my brother, and I would just get hats, and I had a closet full of hats. Like a hat to match every pair of shoes.
Yeah. No, I talk about you wear a lot of hats, homie. like a lot of jobs. No, like a lot of jobs. See, that's why that's your future missus, because she caught it. She didn't want to interrupt you, though. She was going to let you go to your store.
No, yeah. What was your question? Did I wear a lot of hats?
I don't know. I was say you wear a lot of hats. Like you got a lot of jobs, like different roles and things that you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's awesome. That's dope.
I try to put myself in places anywhere I can help people. You know, I have a passion for helping people. And then being very cultural and my background and everything gave me a lot of opportunities to be in the places I am now. So, you know, I was like, one box never fit for me.
I know
couldn't
that's
just
right.
fit in one box. I always had to do a few things.
Yeah.
And you said the key word for today, the topic that we talking about, you said cultural. So today we're going to be discussing cultural differences in relationships. When y'all hear cultural difference in relationships, what does that mean to you both?
Take this back.
I'll take this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, for me, it's a couple of different things. Cultural just meaning maybe different backgrounds, maybe different upbringings, maybe different, just aspects of just roundabout living. There can be many different things as far as just culturally different. I feel like we're culturally different. We came from different backgrounds, grew up quite different. We believe in a bunch of different things, but we come together and we make it work. So,
For sure.
I mean, there's a few things that can be culturally different, I guess.
Yeah.
So name one thing that between y'all two that is different, that you feel is like very different between y'all two.
I'm too laid back. I am too laid back, and she's very much go get it. I'm just like, okay, let's just go with the flow. I'm more of a kind of go with the flow person, and she's more very driven. Okay. And sometimes that can clash, and other times it's just like just what she needs.
Yeah.
That's that Cali in you.
Yeah.
And see, we from the D, so
Yeah.
we ain't got no choice but to be go-getters.
We go-getters, for sure.
Yeah, we don't
What
got no
up, though?
choice but to be go-getters.
Well, what's my excuse? Because I'm just like that. Like, I'm like real chill. I like to go with the flow. I'm very relaxed too. I don't like nothing like this too serious. It feel like like I get real timid when stuff just start getting too serious. Like, I need you to be relaxed, laugh a little bit.
I like structure. I
Yeah.
definitely like structure, but I know how to take my head off and relax and chill and enjoy the moment. But I do like structure.
Absolutely.
I do like structure.
You probably hit it on the head. I'm very ambitious, very driven, on the go. I love structure. Definitely can relate to that. I think background, my family, and being a professional athlete, and we really developed those time management and organizational skills. And I realized as an adult, everybody don't have that. And I think sometimes that's where we clash. And I like, hey, we got to get it done. I don't believe in not getting it done. It's either with me, is it do or do not. There's no in between. And I think that's where we clash. But then I'm a clown. I'm silly in the mug, and then we had the best time.
We do have a good
So
time.
Yeah.
Always.
I think it's a good mix. Like, I can be here, and she be like, hey, relax. Yeah. I'm like, all right. Let me go put on my onesie.
Not the onesie though.
Yeah.
Not the onesie. But I definitely do think like if you don't know how to handle it, cultural difference in relationships, it can make or break you. You know what I'm saying? Because I know we've experienced. We have experienced some different times as far as us being brought up different. You know what I'm saying? And I think it just took a lot of communication and things like that for me to understand how my wife was raised versus how I was raised.
We still working on it.
And we still working on it.
Hey,
But
it's a progress.
It definitely is a progress. And we had a therapy session not too long ago. And our therapist did this little exercise with us, and I thought it was so.
Yes, we have a therapist.
Oh yeah,
And that's
for sure.
very healthy.
You got to.
That's very
that.
healthy.
Whether you doing good or bad,
Yeah.
I love
in
that.
a relationship or in a marriage, you need to have a therapist. Don't wait till you doing bad. If you're doing good or bad, you know what I'm saying. Not saying doing bad, but if you're having speed bumps in your relationship or your marriage, don't wait to get a therapist when that happens. You need to have one even when you're doing good. But we had a therapy session, and the therapist did like this. What was the test called?
It was a background a background cultural something
Was
along
it
the
trauma
lines.
test?
Yeah, like a trauma test experience.
Yeah, experience.
Yeah.
And so basically she asked me a variety of questions and she asked Tiana a variety of questions. Tiana went first and then I went second, but she never told us our results until how we do our therapy session is Tiana goes first for the first 20 minutes. I go second for the second 20 minutes, and then she brings us together.
Okay.
And so she did a test with us, right? And so we got back together, and I had 0.1%, not even 0.1%, 0.5%. I think she said I had 0.5% of upbringing.
Positive things and negative things.
Yeah,
so you experienced a lot of positive things
in my upbringing.
In your upbringing.
Yeah, I had a half a point of negative upbringing, and so then she got to my wife, and it was like so eye-opening for me because her percentage was like super high. You know what I'm saying? And my wife became emotional as hell. I didn't know her percentage. You know what I'm saying? But that was an eye-opening moment for me to be like, damn, Clay, like, it was a lot that, a lot of trauma that she went through growing up, you know what I'm saying, that shapes her to be the woman that she is today. And it was like, even though I knew that already,
right,
but just doing those tests was like an aha moment for us. Yeah.
We should definitely do that.
Yeah.
Like I believe in therapy. I've always had it as an athlete, but one thing, because what I love about it is an unbiased opinion, whether it's good news, whether it's bad news, where you just pouring. I love that. And I think that's something that we've been talking about for a while to implement with us, doing it together, especially for our family dynamic. So I think I love that.
I love that.
I want to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I would love to see that outcome.
I think
for
we should
that.
do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you ain't gonna want to hear, like, if you in the wrong or you did something that was like, you ain't gonna want to hear what the therapist got to say. Sometimes you just got to take it on the chin and be like, look, I'm gonna do better.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, because you learn about your different culture differences when you're in therapy. Because, we may have been together for as long as we've been together, but it's still a lot that she don't know about me, and it's still a lot that I don't know about her. And we still working through our differences on how to be co-parenting together, because that right there is a huge
Don't we know?
difference between me and my wife.
Yeah.
Don't we know?
It's like we
I think that may be one of the biggest things that we struggle with. And I think because my wife says she grew up out of what's the word? I grew up out of love. She grew up out of survival. There you go. Survival. So it's like now we trying to put the two together, because in her mind it's always survival. And in my mind is love. So we're just trying to figure out how to put the two together. And that's a continuous journey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a continuous
That's
journey.
really relatable.
It is.
No,
It's
like-
very relatable.
Well, tell us about it. How's it relatable?
You want me to take this one or?
Go ahead, babe.
I mean, it's so similar. It's crazy, honestly. I come from a background of a lot of love. My mama showered me with love, with it was just love from the moment I woke up. Kisses. My mama woke me up with kisses. She even washed my face. I go down to the bathroom, iron my clothes, have breakfast ready. We read in the morning, prayed before I went to school. We listened to songs on the way to school. She texts me, you know what I'm saying? One time she was a teacher at my school. My family, we're a very big and loving family, so we're always showing up for each other. And even if somebody's not there, somebody's always going to be there. I would never went without support, if that makes sense. Even though my biological father was murdered when I was little, my stepdad stepped to the plate. He was a very financially sound man. He was I saw the way he loved my mother. So even though I was a woman and a lesbian, I knew how to treat a woman. My mom taught me, even though I was a woman, how to treat a woman. It was just so much love having grandma. Some people don't grow up with grandmas. And my grandma used to kiss me on the back of my neck. Here you go, baby, $20, Sunday meals.
That grandma phone. That grandma phone.
Yeah, all of it. And I just knew love. And I love love, and I pour love into everybody I know, and then I meet the love of my life. Where she comes. Y'all crazy. Where we hit it off right from the bat. I mean, first day. She slid in the DMs.
Did you do what? You slid in the DMs?
Okay, let me
find out.
explain this, because this whole slide in the DM situation, first of all, I sent a message. Okay.
That's
all I
sliding.
said, wait, hold on. All I said a comment. I said,
It was so
gotta love chocolate. She was wearing chocolate. So I just said, gotta love chocolate. I wasn't all, oh, you fine. Oh, I want to get with you.
I wasn't wearing no chocolate. You talking about me because I'm chocolate.
She was wearing brown. She was wearing brown, but she is chocolatey.
But it was very different.
But it was, yeah.
It was a different comment. I loved it. Versus all the girls that be like, oh, you fine. So, long story short, we hit it off from the beginning. And, you know, the date went well. I knew she was beautiful. She was peaceful. We were having fun. You know, the honeymoon stage.
Oh, yeah.
And then we got into knowing each other. Understanding. We're having so much fun. It's 4 months in. Everything is great. Now we need to learn each other, you know? Forget the movies and the dates. All right, what's your story? You know? And for the first time, and I can honestly say this, like, for the first girl, I've had girls that had stories, you know? Everybody got a story.
Right.
But knowing her character, and I think she's the sweetest person in the world, y'all.
If she blushed one more time.
Don't do me.
I think she's the sweetest. But when she told me her story, it was horrifying for me. She came from a completely opposite story of complete survival. You don't mind me? Like, she grew up in the system. She didn't know her mother till like a couple years ago. She was in, you know, foster homes and family that did not want her, or she couldn't find herself, you know.
Yeah.
And then she had a child, and then she didn't know her dad. We got a son right now. He don't know his father, you know. She had a sibling, just met her. So it's like, and I have 2 siblings, very loving. My brothers showered me with love. I'm the baby, you know.
Me too.
And to meet and to hear those stories, I was in tears, you know, because I didn't understand it. Why would somebody do that? I had why? And it showed in our relationship. Like, moving forward from that, you know, everything was still good, but then now we're living together. Now we're coexisting.
Yeah.
Now I'm very structured, organized. I want things this way and this way. And she's like, whatever.
First of all,
I mean,
do not do that.
it's just like, whatever, it don't matter. And I'm like, wait a minute. But then I had to be conscious because I felt like, well, it took me a while. It took me a point to I'm getting upset. But I'm like, I love her. This is my person. Like, what can we do to fix it, right?
Right.
So now I'm trying to teach you how to fix things. I'm gonna go over that, and then I implement talks. I call it Secret Sundays.
Okay.
So every Sunday we'll come to the table and talk about our week, whether it was good.
Me and my wife, we do the same thing.
Yeah, good, bad, or something that you couldn't say during that week. We're gonna bring it to the Secret Sunday. All right.
Okay.
Like, babe, you know what? I know I'll be harping on this, but you did a good job this week on that. You know?
That's cute.
Yeah. Or, you know what, babe?
Yeah.
I wanted to say this then, but what's your favorite word? Processing.
Take me some time to process.
See, like, I was processing.
You gotta be a Taurus.
No,
What are you?
a Leo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we would do that, and then we kind of got away from it, and we said we was going to bring it back around, but I had to start understanding her because she was brought up in survival. So when things happen within our relationship, and there were some bad things, and it was like, why would you do that? You know? And I had to understand she wasn't raised the way I was raised. You know? And that's where the cultural
Differences
definitely
play out.
background shape who she is and shape who I am. And now we got to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know?
So when y'all got together, the question is for you, Kristen. When y'all got together, knowing how she was raised with so much love, and you were raised so different, did you make it kind of difficult for her to even love you?
No, I won't say I made it difficult. I try to be as open as possible just because of my background. I know sometimes you can build up a wall when things are really, really hard, or you start thinking about the past trauma, or whichever situation when things get hard, sometimes you just build up a wall. And I felt like I needed to just be open. She made me comfortable. I was okay with being open. I was okay with speaking my feelings. I was okay with just genuinely telling her how I felt. Now, sometimes she would give me the business, and then I have a whole attitude about it. But coming back around, you know, when I'm in the wrong, I'm in the wrong. It's like, okay, I get where you're coming from. I'm sorry that I, lashed out, or I'm sorry that I wasn't taking it this particular way, but I mean well. I mean to be this way, but it may have come off that way.
Yeah.
So it's just all about the communication, and it took us some time to really try to learn each other, how to communicate with each other.
Yeah.
And we're still learning, you know, it's certain things, you know, I'll shut down real quick and I'll just sit there and be like, okay, well,
Yeah.
and she'll just be going. And sometimes, you know, she'll be like, what's wrong? And I'll be like, nothing. Nothing's wrong. Absolutely nothing. She'll be like, so you gonna lie to me? I'm not lying. I mean, maybe a little. But, you know, it takes time, especially when you have that past trauma, to be able to open up and feel comfortable to open up to say, this is how I'm feeling.
Right.
You know, because sometimes you just don't feel comfortable. You want to just be in your shell and be in your own little comfort zone. And sometimes you got to be pulled out. And she pulls me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And she, you know, babe, what's going on with you? How do you feel? How can we move forward from this? And sometimes I'm just like, I need to process.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, well, how long you going to process? I be like, look, it takes time. But, you know, that's just me building up my wall. That's my wall that I need to work on. But,
Yeah.
I don't feel like it was making it hard for her to love me. I wanted her to love me. So it was just like, this is me.
Yeah.
This is what you get.
Yeah.
You know, so good or bad.
Yeah, she pretty put it out there, and I think that's what was overwhelming for me. It was like, I was like, okay, let's get to know each other. What's your story after all the fun, the honeymoon stage? And it was like, bam! I was like, whoa, you know, that was a lot. Like,
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. I can relate.
I don't know, because I think I might have gave her the business in the beginning.
In the beginning.
Like, I didn't wait a couple of months.
But I didn't want her to. I wanted to see everything up front. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to know, like, being married before, her and I both been married before. So it's like, you know, this go around what it is that you're going to accept and what you're not going to accept. So I'm like, don't wait to show. Don't bring your representative. Show me everything up front. Because I don't want to get down the road and then you... you know, sending your representative being nice as hell, and then you come being Brandy from a thin line.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I won't say it was a representative that I presented. It was definitely me. It was all me. This is me. You know, love it or hate it. But I'm very guarded. I'm very protective of my past. I've learned over the years you can't tell everybody everything that you have going on.
Yeah.
And there's been times where I've thought that, okay, I can open up. I feel like I can trust this person. I can tell them. And then you can't. And then it backfires. So it's more so not giving a representative, but let me feel you out first. Let me feel trusted. Let me feel like I can trust you with everything that I have held up, you know.
It was general. Like she gave clues like right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like, but I didn't dive. I was like, oh, okay. You was raised in a foster home. Cool. Okay. You know.
So you didn't press.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like, okay, he's raised in a foster home when we first met. Okay, that's interesting. That's, you know. Then maybe you learn, oh, well, how was your foster parents? Well, I had 4 of them. I was like, oh, okay. So what ages were those happening? You know. Oh, this and this happened. Okay. Do you still talk to them? No, my last one died. Okay. So like it was coming
piece by
along. Piece by piece, and then
it's a lot to take in.
It is.
You don't want to sometimes just over sharing, and then not necessarily oversharing, because you want your person to be able to know all of you. But I feel like sometimes giving like that word vomit, if you will, just pouring it all out can be overwhelming. It can scare a person real quick, like, oh no. And it's not the person that I am. I've learned a lot from these things, and I've come full circle with positivity. It's not my saying is my past does not define my future.
Absolutely.
My past, everything that I've went through, you would think I would have been a bitter person.
That's
I'm not. I'm not a bitter person at all.
The things that she went through, her stories, I mean, they were horrible, y'all. And I was like, for you, I think she's one of the sweetest persons in the world. And I put that on everything. And I was like, how can you be that person experiencing the things that you have? And I told her, I said, you're going to break one day. And I said, I hate for that to be with me. And it happened. And I said, I told you it was going to happen, remember? And it happened. But, I remember when I first told her, she said, oh, you going to leave me when it happened? I told her no then.
Yeah.
I said, we just dating, baby. You know what I'm saying? We just dating. But when it happened, I knew I was going to stick beside her no matter what.
Yeah.
That's the
But
thing.
I think you finally break when you know you found your person.
You hold it
For
together
sure.
Because you're
until then.
fully comfortable
Vulnerable.
with them, and they make you feel and put you in this space to make you want to just
I don't have to be so strong.
release. Right, you don't have to be
I don't
strong
have to
no
be
more
so
because
strong.
I did that with my wife. I finally broke with her, and I'm now almost 45 this year, and I'm just now going through therapy for my past.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I felt like she deserved a different side of me, who I really am as a person versus that angry person that I've been majority of my life. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you really, people really do just break when they find their person, and I'm glad that
You're
found
allowed
your
to be
person
vulnerable.
Yeah.
And Kristen, do you ever feel like, because I think a time or two my wife may have said it before, just because of our upbringings and, you know, things like that, do you ever feel like, oh, Tay, I think you too good for me, or you deserve better? Because she, you said this what I deserve.
I'm good.
That's what I'm
You
talking
said
about.
it before,
That's
but
what I'm talking about.
I don't think,
No, and it wasn't. It might have been, a situation where it was just I was extremely low, and it's like, you know what, maybe you are too, too much. Maybe you just need somebody that is really on your level. But at the same time, I am a prize as well.
Facts.
Okay,
There you go.
So,
And you
I
deserve
know
the
that
best.
I'm a
Yeah.
good person, and I'm a good woman to her. So it wasn't
Facts.
a situation where it's like, you too good for me, you need to go ahead. It was one of
it
those.
wasn't nothing like that. It was like what she used to say when she got in those dark moments. It's not like that. Not that I'm too good for her, because she like, I know that.
Not in
you're my
those
person.
words, but
Yeah.
you give
But
them
she used to say, I feel like I'm never enough. That's what she said. Something.
Yes.
She said,
Now
I
that-
feel like I'm never enough.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of reverse side of what you said.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm
And
going.
she never said like, oh, you too good for me, somebody else can have you. She like, no, you ain't going nowhere.
Facts.
But she said, I'm gonna be here, but I feel like I'm not enough for you. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Similar.
Mm.
I've said those words before.
It's hard,
Yeah.
especially when you have some things, and when you, and I can't relate to it, maybe a small portion of it, but when you have that upbringing, I don't think I don't know exactly how to word it. With the upbringing that you have with all the positivity and the upbringing that I've had with the negativity, not all of it was negative, but sometimes I don't think you understand where I'm coming from. Sometimes, just because it's not something that's relatable to you. It's not that I don't think you don't get it. It's just, okay, maybe she's not perceiving it the way that I'm trying to portray it, because she's had such positivity. And sometimes it's like, okay, well, maybe am I being too negative, or I'm trying to be positive type situation. And it's just a thought, trying to process the whole thing. And it's not to say she just doesn't get it, and she tries really hard to be like, look, what do we need to do? Do we need to do this? We can do that. Let me suggest this. And sometimes I'll be like,
Yeah, definitely.
and other times I'm really receiving of it, and I tell her, it's not what you say, it's how you say it to me that is going to be perceived the right way.
I think that's my main thing that I'm working on right now, is that because I'm Coach Tae, but I've coached a lot of different people throughout my life, but also I'm going through coaching myself with my partner, because we change through each season, and I got to learn to love her through every season as she's changing, as she's learning, whether for the good or the bad.
Right.
And what I've learned with you now is exactly what you said. It's not what I say, it's how I say it. I think because how she was raised, some things I say are triggering.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was like, things I say is triggering her, whether it's constructive criticism or something that to help her, to help us, it's still triggering her, and she was shut down.
Yeah.
And I'm very a solution-based person. I want an outcome. Whether we get into a dispute, a disagreement, something anytime, at the end of the day, I still want an outcome. So when she shut down, that's not an outcome. We got to do something. And that's when I'm like, okay, so what do I need to do? It's something that I'm doing. And it's how I say stuff. It's not what I say.
We're two peas in a pod, because
Hey.
I'm just like,
That's because y'all Libras.
It's Libra game.
it's
It's Libras.
But I just like, I like to talk about whatever the issue is,
Me
and
too.
I'm understanding that my wife, sometimes she just need a moment to process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I actually heard something a few months ago, and I think that that's actually true. You know how we always say, everybody say, don't go to bed mad? I heard the reverse side of it. It's okay to go to bed upset because sometimes you need to sleep on things and process it before you make a decision or say something that you're gonna regret.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Can't take back words.
Yeah, so now that's changed my whole mentality on disagreements and not going to bed mad, because we had that one rule. You know what I mean? Don't go to bed mad.
You better put your little toe on me.
Oh yeah, put some. I need to touch it. I need to touch you. I gotta touch her when I fall asleep.
Yeah, because we like when we have our disputes, we be mad. We might be back. We be like this.
Right.
Leg be like this.
Little foot, little son, my butt to butt or something.
Yeah, like that.
Stand you, but you know, you.
I went to go sleep in the other room. She gonna come in there and snuggle up behind me. I said, I came here for a reason.
You're not gonna sleep.
You don't get no privacy in this camp.
I don't know what you thought.
Yeah.
But it is important that you give each other time to process your feelings, because, baby, if you don't, things might come out my mouth that not gonna be so pleasant, you know. But I know that I'm still a work in progress, you know, because I can go from 0 to 100 in like 2.3. But I'm working on that.
And that's the thing with cultural differences. Like, when you're raised different, the way you respond and handle things can typically be different as well, because the environment that you grew up in shapes you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm calm, I'm laid back, I can communicate when I'm upset, I can talk to you just like this if I'm upset or there's an issue. And then we got my beautiful wife on the other hand, who's the Tasmanian devil when she's mad. But the thing about it is, I know that though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like the calm to her storm in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know she's gonna go to 0 to 100 real quick. And so my calmness kind of brings her down because I'm not going there with her. I'm not arguing with her. I'm not, you know.
See, that's me with her. That's the opposite.
So that part, we're opposite. She is my calm, because I'm the one that's usually rah. But it's so it takes me to think about, I'm a Libra, it takes me time to get there, because one thing is, like I said, I'm very solution based. So I'm like, okay, babe, we need to work on this. Okay, babe, remember what I said? Okay, babe, remember last week? Okay, babe.
So it's building.
It's building. So then when I hit that plateau, I'm like, I'm mad now, you know. And when I hit that plateau, I can't shut up. I'm well, and she be like, you just gonna keep going, you fucking You know what? I'm going to the bar. I'm about to go watch the game. Come back, and she come back like I've left. She didn't say I'm going. She won't say nothing, and she's the kind one. And I used to get pissed off about it because I want her to get back
with you.
And she be like, she right here. So I be up here, and when she do that, it brings me back down here. And I told her, I said, you the first girl that actually can bring my level out. Any other woman, they gonna meet me there, and they ready. Wait for me at the door. Okay. But her and I, for me, I appreciate that actually, because I need that too. You know.
Yeah.
Even though the issue was triggered by her, but she's not gonna let it go any farther. She's gonna let me go here, and then she's gonna say, you know what, babe, I'm sorry. I apologize. You're right. You have been saying this for 5 weeks.
Not 5 weeks.
Not 5 weeks. Don't do my girl like that. Not 5 weeks.
Yeah, you have been saying this for 5 weeks.
Not a month.
Let me try get it right this week. And I'm like, you know what? And that's me. I believe in practice make perfect. Okay? In a relationship, we're going to have 1,000 redos. And because you're my person and I'm hers, so if we want this to work, we got a blank sheet again. So let's start here, and we're going to try it again. You know?
So what advice would you all give another couple? Because you've been through the process, you're learning ways to navigate through the process of cultural differences. So what advice would you give to like a new couple who's starting off, who has cultural differences with upbringing, to help them to communicate clearly?
Be open. That's what I would say. I'm still learning on that, because I do get closed down, and I feel like sometimes she's an oversharer. Sometimes it's like, okay, that's a bit much, but at the same time, it's like, okay, well, maybe you're just not giving enough. Maybe you're just not letting things out. And I feel like communication, definitely, whether it's good or bad, should should be a number one rule. And I'm still working on it, babe.
I know, baby.
I'm still working on it. God is still working on me.
I'm still here. I mean, I would definitely agree about that. I think communication in any relationship, new, old, 20 years, 50 years, you know, my parents they just celebrated their 28 year.
That's a blessing. Oh. Yeah.
And I told my stepdad, you got to be an avenger dealing with my mama this long.
Not throwing shade to mom.
Yeah,
her like that.
She's a bit much, but she is a ride or die. And I think
for real,
somebody new starting out, communication is key. And
it's okay to be vulnerable.
It's okay to be vulnerable. Also, what I want to tell people is it's okay to have expectations. It's okay to have your own individual expectations. And even if that person don't meet them, that don't mean that y'all not made for each other. That's the advice I would give you.
That's a good one.
That's good. I like that.
I like that. I mean,
and don't be scared of therapy.
Yeah.
Definitely don't.
Don't be scared of therapy because, you know, us people, a lot of us don't believe in therapy.
Oh, no.
We feel like you can't tell us nothing because we feel like we know everything. Well, you don't.
That part.
And when you are with somebody and you guys have been raised totally different from each other, you're going to need some therapy.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
It's definitely okay. I'm an advocate for therapy. Like, she know I had therapy, and it came from being an athlete and everything like that. But I saw how beneficial it was in every aspect of my life.
Yep.
And up until now, I mean, I got her. I ramped and I said, babe, your past is deep. You need therapy. Oh, I don't need to do that. I'm good. I got you. I can be your ear, your shoulder to lean on. But
It was more so me saying it that in that context because I've had therapy in the past that was not.
And that's triggering for her too.
That was not. It was horrible. Just childhood, you know.
It was forced.
It was forced and I had to sit there and you have to talk and it's just like, I don't want to talk to you, you know, and discuss my feelings where I didn't want to. And so, you know, talking to someone I definitely feel is a great situation. It's just sometimes, I don't know, the fear of it triggering, you know.
I think you have a negative connection with therapy. So just to give insight, like they made her go to therapy because they thought something was wrong with her because they were chastising her and all she wanted to do was find her mama. You know?
Yeah.
What type of thing? Oh, we're going to force you to therapy. You need to talk to, you're crazy. We're going to put you on meds and all this. Because I want to find my biological.
I want my mama.
I want my mama. I don't want you. I don't understand why I'm here.
Yeah.
So that's a mental oppression actually. So I get why she didn't want to do it, but I had to connect it at first. I'm like, well, why you don't want to do therapy? Yeah. You need therapy. You know what I'm saying? We have a child too. You know, I'm like, so now they're both doing it, and I think it's beneficial. I think it's just we need to do it more often.
Most definitely.
Because I've always had it, and she would see me. I'm like, babe, I'm going in the room. Come my therapist, and I would come out refreshed. She's like, how did it go? I'm like, it's awesome. I feel good. You know, I feel like I released. You know, and I just think with her is a lot of things that's connected to negative thoughts, situations, and triggers. So now we're working through things like I'll say something that I had no idea that would trigger her. And I'm like, why are you acting like that? And she was like, well, back when I was, you know, and I'm like, damn, you know.
But that's important to know, though, because growing up with somebody who really doesn't have triggers, and then you grow up with somebody who had a lot of triggers, like I'm still learning, and we've been together 13 years, going on 13 years this year. 13, right? Just and I'm still learning like certain triggers for her because she'll get an attitude out of nowhere. Every blue moon I might say something and it'll be a trigger for her. Every blue moon, not often. And I'll be like, what the hell just happened? What did I miss? Why you got attitude? And she'll be like, that's a trigger for me because such and such, you know what I mean? So working through those triggers in therapy, and a lot of times when you got cultural difference as well, you don't know that some things you pass down.
Yeah.
To your generation, you know what I'm saying? To your children, you know what I mean? So, and so that's important as well. It's like, if not for myself, my kids, I'm gonna do it for, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do it for them to be able to understand, like, this shaped me. So I want to make sure that my past doesn't shape them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that that's the toughest part.
It's very hard because for me, I grew up, my life was very toxic. And I didn't know it was toxic. For me, it was normal because that's all I knew. So even as an adult, I'm running around here like with those same thoughts, knowing that it's toxic as hell, but it's normal for me. So even from the way that we communicate, even between the way me and my kids talk to each other and we communicate, the shit is very toxic as hell. We all know that it's toxic, but it's like for us that's normal because I was raised like that. My mom, we talk to each other like that. My siblings, we talk to each other like that. And then, one minute we cussing each other out, and the next minute we act like didn't nothing happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sweeping it under the rug.
You sweeping it under the rug.
That's her favorite saying.
Oh, yeah.
Don't sweep it under the rug.
But you know what, though? I wouldn't even really say that it was sweeping it under the rug. It's just how we communicate with each other. It wasn't always that we were, like, super mad at each other. We just felt better cussing your ass out.
Oh,
and then and then we keep it moving.
Okay.
So, but with my wife, that's don't fly with her like that. She doesn't communicate like that. She was raised in a very soft-spoken household, and it was,
My mama don't even care.
Just church and respectful and see, if my mama says church, look,
She got to talk though. You said the church.
I just
Why you gotta say it like that?
No, but I'm just
Sister Mary Claire, you know now.
I'm saying, like, my baby is like, even when it comes to like church, we are very different when it comes to our beliefs. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't raised in the church. If my mama stepped in the church, any of us stepped in the church, it might lightning my strength.
I cannot. Don't laugh at her. I cannot. Do not laugh at her, please.
So we just was not raised like that. It was always a survival thing. We was very transparent with each other, and it wasn't nothing like my baby. You know what I'm saying? And they're hella close with each other. We're not. So, and I think that kind of shapes who you are as a mother too. Because when you don't have that growing up, you are like super attached to your kids because you want to make sure.
Opposite. I didn't know how to attach myself to my child.
Really?
Just because I was isolated. And I won't say it was just more so isolated. It was more so I'm just protecting myself. I'm protecting my being. So sometimes, she'd be like, why y'all so far? Like, what is up with y'all?
When I met them, and we had this conversation all the time. So when I first met her son, I'm excited. Okay, I wanted a son. Let's meet him, all this. And I'm like immediately hands-on because I love kids, right? But when I saw their interaction, like we got in the car, they're not even saying nothing to each other. I'm like, this is weird. Because when I get in the car, my mama, whether I'm by myself, where I'm with other people, hey, mommy, I call my mommy still. Ma, this, and telling her about life, the day, it don't matter. We can talk about the grass, And I'm like, okay, maybe it was just the first time. But it was every time. I'm like, yo, weird. Like,
it's just awkward.
It was so awkward. And she didn't even realize that until somebody came into her life that came from close connection with my mother. You know what I'm saying? Me and my mom had my differences actually growing up because of my sexuality, but she never stopped loving me. She never stopped being a mother to me.
Yeah.
And to see her operate in that space with her only son, it was
love
so
him to death.
crazy.
Love him to pieces.
Yeah, she like
that is my heart. But it's just we could be sitting just like this and not
say a word. Sitting on the couch.
It's just being in each other's presence.
Yeah,
they don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
It's just being right here. And she's like, "What's wrong with y'all?" We're just like, "We're chilling. We're cool. We're just chilling."
That's
She was
not
like, "That's not
normal.
Yeah, it was normal for us because we were just
normal.
We just chilling.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm like overbearing.
Yeah. So like me and him got
Give me a kiss.
Yeah, you definitely hands-on with your kids. Yeah. And then me and him got close because I couldn't sit there and not do nothing. So I'm like, hey, once we stated that I'm out the streets, that we was gonna be really serious.
That's when you became a staty.
That's when I became a staty. I said I gotta fulfill my staty duties, you know. So I started spending time with him, you know, getting him out the room, taking him shopping, out to eat. We started getting close because he didn't talk really either, and I can see those habits stem to him.
Yeah.
And that's why I always tell her, he's gonna follow by your lead because she's the mom. You're an example for him, even though I'm in his life, but you're his mom. So everything, the way he is and the what you do, it stems down from you. So we were hanging out and stuff, but it was still like weird. But then he started opening up and pouring into me. And this is a pivotal point. I never forget this. She actually she would make little jokes like, I'm jealous of y'all relationship and all this type of stuff. But then she started really getting jealous. And like, my son don't talk to me. He's never talked to me. But he's talking to you. Y'all doing stuff. Like, he told you
I couldn't
what?
understand.
She couldn't understand.
Because I'd ask questions. I want to know, you know, how was your day? What did you do? And you'd be like, it was good. Fine. Nothing.
Those one-hitter quitters.
Yeah, and I'm like, dang. And then she'll come back around and she'll be like, he said this, that, and the third. And so it took you to bring that out. Now we're good.
Now I brought them closer together.
Yeah,
That's
now we're good.
That's
We talk
amazing.
all the time now.
That's an amazing story. So that's why I think that a lot of times we definitely do need, you know what I mean, the cultural differences. Opposites attract. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, and most of the time, in most cases, you do balance each other out with those differences.
Yeah.
But communication is definitely key. So, Coach Tae,
What's up?
tell the people where they can find you. Tell them where what you got coming up.
Okay, yeah, definitely. You know me, I love to help people. So you can always find me on Facebook, Dorte X Freeman. I have a private community on there. I specialize in personal and business credit as well as personal and business funding. Hit me up on IG. That's everybody's favorite thing now. At Coach Tae, Coach Taewaye. Also, my business page is Credit Gems 369. Gems is spelled GYEMS because I'm in the gym. We putting in work.
Let's go.
It's credit and finance, baby. So anybody that need help, find me there, all right?
All right, and Miss Christen, tell the people where they can find you at.
You can find me on Facebook. I don't post much, but I am going to get better because I am trying to get more into my aesthetic work, to do facials and be your esthetician. So my name is Christen Wilner on Facebook, and feisty_Christen on IG.
He's a little feisty.
Well, we definitely appreciate y'all coming through the
No,
moment.
thank you for having us. This was amazing.
We definitely enjoyed y'all.
I learned more about y'all. I learned more about my beautiful future wife to be.
Hey.
I'm trying to get some tonight.
I love it.
Well, we appreciate y'all tuning in to Mo and Clay podcast. This is our season 2, and we'll see y'all next time. Hey, whatever y'all do, keep God first in everything you do, and He gonna elevate your path like no other. Until next time.
Bye-bye.
Get it.